is the situation? Who are we fighting? Wait. Am I looking at the tent ceiling? Why are we in your tent? Why are you laying on your back? Oh. I see. Looky, looky what we have here. I do apologize. I read the signal wrong. It did not even occur to me at the time that this would be a problem. But it does make sense. I'm roused when your heart rate pounds at high energy. And of course that happens when you're aroused. What? Yes, I'm very aware you are not touching the sword. Oh. You thought I stayed in the sword after you touched it? Well, yes. You have only heard my voice in dire times and when you drew the sword. But no. I am not the sword, and the sword is not me. It is true, I am bound to be in its vicinity, but I was a person a long time ago. I should take advantage of the situation. Well, no. I mean, we actually have time to talk instead of fight. Don't make that face. This is important, and you can masturbate later. Oh, okay, where to begin? The prophecy said that a cloistered woman would bring down Valgreth, the Malice. 234 years ago, I was believed to be that priestess. I killed Valgreth, but he swore he would return beyond my time, and I could not accept this failure. We did not know how long the wait would be. However, we knew humanity would likely fail to accurately pass down the knowledge needed to defeat Valgreth again. I chose to leave my body behind. The sword became my soul's vessel until Valgreth returned and a new champion was bestowed the sword and me. It has been lonely. The past 80 years or so I felt righteous in my selfless act. The High Priestess who cast the spell was the only one able to report directly to me. Unfortunately, there was not much to report on Valgreth, but she did help me upgrade my spells. She passed her spell on to the next High Priestess before she died. I had hoped this pattern would continue, but my pragmatic heart was right in the end. The cloister was ransacked and burned to the ground by heretics of a new religion, completely unrelated to Valgreth. The sword was hidden, as you well know, and I quickly became a myth. I had over 150 years to wonder if I had just been tricked by Valgreth into this self-inflicted purgatory. I did not know. Oh, what do you... Why? Oh, I was fading. And you thought touching yourself was the only option. I mean, yes. I cannot think of any other options since you do not have the High Priestess's spell. But look, maybe I should just leave you to it. No. Look, I get it. You need some relief. I mean, it obviously feels good. For you, just you. I mean, I obviously did my fair share of distressing in my time. It makes sense that you need to sheath a sword or three every once in a while. No. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just out of practice in feeling sensations. It's okay. No, I promise. I can distinguish the differences now. We are good. We're good. No, we're good. I only speak when you need me in a hostile situation. No. Okay, now don't worry. I'm off. See? I'm in here. I'm totally leaving. I'm off. Okay, And just what is the situation? Oh, you're working out. Yes, that is brilliant. Obviously, that is a better mode of communication than before. Please continue. Well, admittedly, I did not work out that much when I lived. I was a mage, not a brute. A warrior. Warrior. Sorry. Increasing your capacity to hold energy is not done by growing muscles. I constantly exercised my mind with studying and meditation. What do you mean you can't read? Oh. Well, honestly, I'm relieved. I've worried for decades that I may be redundant. But if you cannot read, then you definitely cannot learn the complex spells needed to defeat Valgreth. Well, I believe I have more time now to explain things. Let us try again. The original plan was that I would retain the knowledge of the spells used to defeat Valgreth. Because we, admittedly guessed that while language would change over time, so would the nature of spells. And if Valgreth used the spells he is accustomed to, then future spells may not work against it, because the words are different or the common source for spells has changed, and not as powerful. Or, the worst case was that our cloister would be destroyed and our magic be fully lost. We knew this was highly probable because our cloister has always been on the cusp of being deemed black magic. You see, Valgreth used non-consensual necromancy, a practice widely acknowledged as evil. My cloister used magic cultivated from our devotees. Every being on Earth is a vessel of powerful energy that can neither be created nor destroyed, only transferred. Some people have the ability to expand their capacity in order to absorb then expel energy. That is how magic is used. The body and soul both need to be put to rest in order for full energy to be released and absorbed by nature. Most religions strive to put souls to rest, but don't know they can harness the energy. Or they see it as a sin to do so. We used our energy for good, but we are vilified all the same. The sword in your hands held my soul until it could be transferred into you. But the sword also holds the energy of thousands of released souls. This is why you are not required to know spell words, because I know them. And you are not drained of your personal energy, because only the energy in the sword is used. No, that does not mean you are insignificant. You are the chosen one, not me, as it turns out. I am simply a part of the prophecy. The prophecy states a cloistered woman of 2 souls will be born a chalice, one who cannot be filled by the power of thousands. They wield the sword of all to thwart the greatest malice. My ego deemed all prophecies to be florid prose, meant to be deciphered. My pride concluded that I was the chosen one. I was Cloister, and I believed my unborn twin was my second soul. I was very talented in wielding our magic with such precision, I likened it to a sword. I held on to the belief that I would eventually grow powerful enough to handle thousands of souls. Alas, I was barely able to strike Valgrath's body down. He laughed at me, saying I only destroyed a corpse. He bragged that his soul was safe in a phylactery that no one could destroy, not even I, the great Sinlari. I was only able to wield the power of hundreds, not thousands. His last words were that I was not the chosen one. I was no match for a lich like him. I would be lying if I claimed I did not fall apart and lose hope, even though I knew Valgrath was bluffing to some extent. A truly powerful lich would have just spawned into another body, but he specifically said he would only return after I was long dead. I didn't know he was a lich before I killed him, and I killed all of his minions in order to get to him. When he died, I had no leads to find his phylactery. After years of brooding and aimless searching, I finally decided that the prophecy must be more literal than I thought. Therefore, I enchanted a sword that I didn't have the strength to use, and became the second soul, waiting for you. Anyone who has touched the sword before you has been incinerated by its energy. Only you can wield it. Now prove it. Show me what you know. Well, I expected you to be hacking at a dummy. But, this is slow and methodical. This seems familiar. You're meditating. Who taught you this? Your mother, and her mother before her, and... What was your great-grandmother's name? Ten Aren. I can just barely remember hearing that name in the cloister. Remarkable. She kept the meditation alive in her lineage. Show me pull the raven tail. Yes. It's different, but only because you hold the sword. It was difficult to notice in the heat of battle. It makes sense now. I thought your fighting had an air of magic to it. So elegant and disciplined. No, not brutish. Not brutish at all. I do apologize for that. You are a beautiful fighter. You have not needed me for every conflict. Of course, my spells would have been overkill for a couple of kobolds. This is exciting. I believe you and I are going to work together even better than I imagined. You see, if you do Valley of the Snakes... Yes. Good. Again, but this time, twist your free cloud hand in a counter curl. Then lunge. Yes! So much more precise. Well done. Let's see how else I can improve your form. Apologies. I know. I promised you I would be dormant during these times, but I was pulled here when you said my name.